Yes, so today's talk is on really dealing with the bully in your head. And what do I mean by that? We don't really have someone living in our head. Or do we? Yeah, I think we do. So if you are watching this live, or even if you're watching it on replay, I would love for you to comment in the comment box and tell me what, according to you, is the meaning of the word bully. The word is spelled B-U-L-L-Y. It is an English word. What, according to you, is the meaning of the word bully? And without going into too much of grammar, and whether it's a noun or a verb or an adjective or any of those kind of things, I'll explain. My understanding of the word bully is an action, okay? And an action which is caused to intimidate or harm somebody who is perceived to be vulnerable. Okay, that is the meaning of the word bully. And why do I say bully in your head? That's because every individual is governed by their thoughts that are going on in their mind. Okay, and I'm sure you agree that majority of the times, 99% of the times, on an average, we're meant to have about 30 or 40,000 thoughts in a day, something like that, some crazy number like that. But it's probably even bigger, and I'm sort of underplaying the whole thing, right? On an average, we're expected to have about 30 to 40,000 thoughts in a day. And 99% of those thoughts are usually negative. Okay, they're negative. And imagine if you had only 1% of your thoughts that are really positive and 99% of your thoughts that are negative. Actually, you don't need to imagine it, do you? You already might be experiencing that. It's just that we don't put it into numbers. We don't actually sit and count like, oh, I had this thought. And then we don't actually categorize it into baskets saying, is it a negative or is it a positive, right? So 99% of thoughts are negative from the point of they intimidate you and they harm you in yourself. Okay? Now, that is what I'm talking about, the bully in your head, because these are the thoughts that come up in your mind and they create this intimidation, they create this negative response, they create negative emotions in yourself. And the reason why they happen is because you feel vulnerable in yourself as a human being, as a person. You feel vulnerable in yourself. You feel disempowered from the point of being who you want to be, right? And the thoughts that we have when they're already negative and you're already in a vulnerable state, imagine what the effect would be. So what do you think is the effect of feeling bullied? What is the effect of feeling bullied? I'll tell you a story, and this is my own, okay? I used to get bullied a lot in school, and I don't know why I used to get bullied. I don't know what all the other girls in my class had against me, but I used to get bullied a lot. And I think the reason I probably got bullied was um, I never actually used to retaliate. And when I think back, when I sort of correlate a lot of this to my upbringing or my younger days, I was the youngest in my family, or rather, I am the youngest in my family. And being the youngest and having only elders around me, my upbringing, my conditioning was all around, Indian culture. We always say, don't back answer your grown-ups, right? Don't retaliate, don't say anything against them. You have to always listen, you have to pay, be respectful and those kind of things. So being the youngest in a family of God knows how many, 50 people, we were a big, massive joint family. Imagine my whole conditioning and behavior was I had to not back answer, or I had to not retaliate, or I had to not say anything if I felt bullied in any which way. Okay, so I couldn't actually defend myself. So now all of these things from the earlier age became a conditioning, became a way of life for me. So despite of feeling intimidated, despite of feeling bullied, I could not stand up for myself. I could not help myself. Okay. And the same behavior carried on in school. Because I had not learned how to do it at home, I could not do it at school. So even though the girls in my class were the same age as me and they were bullying me, I could not, say anything to them. So point being, what is the effect of being bullied? Again, if you're watching, tell me, what do you think is the effect of being bullied for you? What is the effect of these thoughts? What is the effect of all the words that play in your head? That version of you that is, intimidating the vulnerable side. So we all have a bully in ourselves and we all have a vulnerable side of ourselves. Okay. And the bully will always intimidate the vulnerable one. So what is the effect of it for you? So for me, the effect was that I couldn't obviously stand up for myself. I could not speak up for myself. And for a long, long time. And every time I would experience being bullied, I would start to cry. That used to be my outer response. I would start to cry, or I would start to hide. Or I think when my sister, my elder sister, was still in school, when she was still studying, I would run to her for help. Every time I'd experienced being bullied, I would run to her. Okay. And she would be like, she was always this daredevil girl in school. And then she would go and sort of, not physically bash up the other girls who were bullying me, but, she would just go and terrorize them so that they would stop, bullying me. But the thing is, after she left, after she finished her 10th standard and moved on from school, I had nobody to go to because she was always the security force, right? So I had no one to go to. So the effect was of this was I started sort of withdrawing. I started hiding. I started moving away from those situations. Okay. So in a defense mechanism, I started moving away. So the same behaviors carried on in every aspect. And whether it's the thoughts in your head or whether it is somebody else who's behaving in an intimidating way to you, your inner response is the same. Your reaction is the same. Okay. And why do you think that might be happening? Is because whether it's the girl in the class who's bullying or somebody in any other environment who's bullying, or it's the words in your head that are bullying you, the emotional response, the feeling that you get within you is the same. Okay. The feeling that your body creates, your brain creates, all of that is the same, whether it's the bullying coming from outside or it's coming from inside. And what you are really doing is responding to that feeling. Okay. So what I want you to know, what is your reaction to feeling bullied? Okay. Because to silence the bully in your head or to silence any bully even outside, you have to change your reaction. If somebody is bullying you and you run away, and that's your standard reaction, they'll keep coming after you. But if you change your reaction, you stand up and face them and say, hey, get lost. I'm not going to get bullied by you. That's a different reaction, isn't it? So the thing is, to silence the bully in your head, you need to change your reaction. You need to change your response. Okay? And your response will change based on what is really going on in the head. What is that bully saying? I want you to challenge that. I want you to challenge the thoughts that are coming up. I want you to challenge the bully and what they are saying about you. What is the thought? The thoughts, the typical thoughts that go on in one's head is not good enough, not worthy enough, not capable enough, not valuable enough, right? So what are those thoughts that come up for you? And based on the thoughts that come up, your challenge will be different. Each thought has to be challenged in a different way. It cannot be done in the same way, okay? So I want you to first identify what are those thoughts that are creating the bullying effect for you. And then I want you to change your reaction to them. So if you practice this exercise, give me your feedback in the comment box. Tell me what were the thoughts if you want to share, and how did you change the reaction, okay? Or how did you challenge that thought and change the reaction? So these have to be done in a step-by-step process. They can't be done all together, okay? Because this is the only way you will get to the one big thought that's really, really bothering you, all right? And once you're able to challenge it, once you're able to change your response to it, that's when things will start progressing. So that's the little bit of a nugget for today. If you found it useful, feel free to share this with your community, your friends, your family, and feel free to invite them into the group so that they can benefit from more of these trainings. All right. So thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.